What's going on, guys? Mitch here. Today we are checking out the Assos glove lineup. So kind of just walking you through the progression from spring and summer all the way up to fall into winter and then beyond. So let's kind of just take a quick peek here. So from left to right, we've got the summer, we've got the fall, we have the winter, and then I would call it the Winter Plus, or they call it the Ultraz, so it's the heavier duty version. It's definitely a bigger, thicker glove than the rest. So we're gonna kind of walk through each and talk about the temperature range in which you'd use them. So to start things off, we've got your standard summer gloves. These are gonna be very similar in that, you can ride them in, 20 degrees, 15 degrees plus. Your fingers are sticking out of the glove, that kind of thing. Super padded palm and wear zone across your knuckle area. Really awesome, nothing too crazy. Any glove in this kind of price range is going to be great. Just durability and longevity is your main important thing here, as you tend to put a lot more miles in on that set of gloves than you do on the others. Once we're into the fall gloves, you can kind of see a couple things here. So this is a very light fall glove. You're taking away some of the wear ability on the palms. So as you see, you don't have the same level of protection as you do on the summer glove. So for me, it's likely because you're not wearing them for as many hours. You're getting the full finger back as well. Very thin glove. So very, very lightly insulated in that to me it feels like you're wearing nothing at all. It's just a super thin glove. Hopefully the video can kind of pick up how thin these are. They're all the same size, by the way, size large. So very thin. I would wear these kind of in that 10 degrees to probably 15 degrees Celsius. It's starting to get pretty warm, but that's kind of the range I would kind of use these guys. But super thin, just kind of covers up your hands, covers your fingers, and kind of keeps you warm in that temperature range. They have that 2 of 3 rating as well. Something to think about. So a pretty big difference between the summer and the fall in terms of wearability. I would say not as big into the winter glove. So now if we're comparing between the fall and the winter glove, so this is 2 of 3, this is season 3 of 3. It's definitely, keeps some of the tactile feel. A lot of the material is still pretty thin, but it is a little bit thicker than the fall, obviously. I would kind of put these in the range of, I would say probably, 5, 6, 7 degrees Celsius is where I'd probably, the cutoff for these on the bottom end when it starts getting pretty cold. But you are starting to see, your palms getting a little thicker. You are getting a little bit more protection there. I am kind of curious as well why you're getting a little more padding on this side, whereas the fall glove doesn't have that. That's very interesting to me. But just overall, it is a little bit thicker. As well, you're seeing the wrist kind of area. It gets a little bit longer as well. The coverage, as you can see, the glove's a little bit longer. It goes down a little bit further down your wrist. Not as much that it's going to interfere with your watch or anything like that, but it definitely does get a little bit warmer. And then hopefully you can kind of see this. So a little bit further down the sleeve right here, as you can kind of see. Still remains thin. On the top as well, it feels like it's got some wind protection there, whereas these guys don't on the fall. So some wind protection on the top of the glove, which is nice. Still not bulky, as you can see, so you can adjust your Garmin and use your phone and whatnot, so that's still really nice to have. But overall, a very versatile kind of setup. I could see a lot of people skipping this glove in a couple different ways. Is it, you don't get the fall and you go right to the winter, or you get the fall and then jump to the Ultraz. Really like these. I've used them all, as I said, so I'm a firm believer that having each one is kind of important. But nonetheless, we'll move on now and compare the winter with the Ultraz. All right, so now we've got the cold stuff. So from the Clima 3 of 3, as you can see on these guys, into, I think they say it here, yeah, Ultraz winter, so it's they're very cold stuff. Once again, I've worn these below 0. And there's no real cutoff. I would say that -4, -5 your fingers are starting to get cold. So just to give you perspective, but this is a true thick glove. So let's take a look at the palms here. So off the hop, a couple things. So once again, you have the thicker padding. It's firmer and thicker on the Ultraz. You can see it's got some grip ability on it that these don't, so it's rubberized. Some reflection. I don't know if the light's going to pick that up, but it is all reflective along the sides of the fingers on the pinky, which these don't have. As well, you've got some pull tabs to kind of put it on and off. The big difference between these two, I would say, is this almost has like a glove inside a glove, whereas this is still like the fall, it's still its own separate thing. Where when you put this guy on, you can feel it's got a lining inside it that you can actually pull out as you remove the glove. So a lot thicker, a lot less tactile as well. When it comes to operating phones and Garmins and stuff, it's very difficult to take pictures and whatnot, but it is a lot thicker of a glove. Looser fit as well to go around your watch and whatnot, or if you're tucking it in your arm warmers and whatnot like that. Hopefully you can see how much thicker the fingers are in comparison. And then you have the ability to wipe sweat here. So that's your kind of nose rub. It's a little bit, hopefully you can see that. I don't know if that's gonna show up or not, but it's like almost like a fleece on the edge of the finger. Right there. Really cool. But that pull tab, obviously, that's to get it off without pulling the liner out, because it is very thick and a very hot glove. Is it needed? Not necessarily, depending on how cold it is. If I were to kind of pick two of the four, geez, I'd probably go summer and winter. The fall you can probably cut off, and the overlap between the two, pretty big. But yeah, just wanted to kind of show you guys the gloves, some of the features, what I kind of think, and kind of the seasonality of when to use them. So that's all 4 seasons of the Assos mitts and gloves. And if you have any questions, definitely leave them below. Otherwise, like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. And we will be in touch. Okay? Later, guys.